Hey friends, what's going on? This is David Potts with Song Notes here and an entry in my practice log tonight, right? And these are the videos where I share with you some of the things that I'm learning as I sort of, aim to become a better guitarist, right? Learning in public here. And I share with you some of the key insights that I'm picking up along the way in case you too can find them helpful. So one thing I've been practicing this past week is Travis picking, right? Which is pretty new to me. If you go back to practice log number 3, I'll talk about like the first song I ever really learned with this technique. But in the past week, I've been in a good groove where I've been doing two things that are different as I learn to Travis pick. One is I'm going to be anchoring my pinky right next to the sound hole in my guitar, right? And what this lets me do is it lets me, keeps my hand sort of in a constant position, right? As I am doing my thumb, right? And as I add the index finger. Right? And this is as opposed to not having it anchored, where I'm sort of floating. Right? Now, you can technically do it either way, but I was basically learning this song by John Moreland. I'm watching him finger pick close up, right? High definition on YouTube. And he's anchoring really his thinnest 3 fingers right here on the guitar. And I'm thinking to myself, I should try that, at least doing my pinky. And I sort of took it in mind as I was playing, and I found it was actually a nice, very helpful thing to do. So I've been working on that. I'm going to share with you how that might work out when you're playing. And the other thing I've been doing is taking my index finger and having that be the only note, or the only finger on my right hand that I am plucking these thinnest strings with, right? So I'm anchoring the pinky finger, and aside from the thumb, which is doing the bass notes, all other notes are being played with my right index finger, okay? Now, this is something that I never really thought about before. I kind of maybe read or heard people talk about it in videos, but I never thought to apply it. But it's actually been a fun challenge. And I'm going to show you in this lesson 2 different songs I've been playing. One is Hang Me in the Tulsa County Stars by John Moreland. I'm sort of practicing that one, Travis picking song, right? It's a new artist. And then the other one is a classic, Clay Pigeons. It's a Blaze Foley song, but the John Prine Travis picking style is, a song I learned a bit ago. Both these songs use the same exact chords. So what I'm going to do is basically show you how to play this technique where you're anchoring your sort of pinky and you're using your index finger for these notes, right? I'm going to show you some little chord voicing, some basic exercises, and I'll play through the intros to those 2 songs I mentioned. So if you're interested in getting better with Travis picking, you might find this video helpful, all right? And I'll have the tabs for all this in this video and also on my website, playsongnotes.com. And if you support me on Patreon, you get access to the PDF of this lesson, as well as all my old lessons. You'll get that practice log number 3, where I really break down how to get over the hump with Travis picking. But let's get into this, all right? So first up, let's look at the chords really quick. Going to be using here. It's going to be a G, a C, and a D, okay? But instead of our regular shapes, we're going to be doing a bit of unique voicings here. For the G, all we're going to be doing is putting our ring finger on the 6th string, okay? And then the simplest G would just be that, and then you're going to have the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th strings open, okay? We're never really going to be playing the 5th string, and I'm kind of just muting it by means of my ring finger here, right? Sometimes we will play the G with our pinky on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. So you want to be able to do that cleanly. Other times we're going to put our pinky down on the 3rd fret of the high E string. So those 3 voicings of the G you're going to want to have under your belt. The second one is the C. Now technically this is like a C over G, but we're going to call it C. What that is, all it is you take that G and then you put down your middle and index finger, the same place you would for a C major chord normally, right? So it turns this G into this C. In both cases, 3rd fret in the low E string is our bass note, okay? That's going to be our C. And then for the D, this is a bit of a trickier one because it's like in D over F sharp. What we're going to be doing is basically putting our index finger up in the air here. Our middle finger will be on the 2nd fret of the 6th string, and our ring finger will be on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string. So 2nd, open, open, 2nd, right? I'm actually not really playing the 5th string, so it's 2nd, open, 2nd on the 6th, 4th, and 3rd string. And if you can, you want to get your index finger down there on that 1st fret of the 2nd string, but I'm not really using that note, to be honest, much in this lesson. So these are the 3 chords, right? The G, the C, and then the over F sharp. I'm just going to call it a D, right? Now, if you have those, let's get to the real crux of this lesson, which is how in each of those, you want to get good at going between 6th and 4th string with your thumb, right? And while you're doing this is where you start anchoring that pinky finger, right? See how my right pinky finger is sort of anchored into the, you might want to play around with the position, get it in a comfortable spot. And you really just want to enjoy the stability that gives you, right? And then let's go to the C, right? And then go back to the G. So just get comfortable just doing the thumb here, right? Then we're going to go to that D over F sharp, right? And you can kind of just freely mix these. Okay, so now that we have the chord shapes and we have this anchored pinky and we understand the bass notes, what we're going to do is freely bring in our right index finger on the thinnest 3 strings, right? And the idea here is, I think, just to play and practice and have fun, improvise. All you're going to be doing is keeping your left hand still in the chord shapes. You're not doing anything crazy. You just want to get that bass note going, establish it, and then find something that you can consistently do with your right hand. Right hand index finger is doing all these melody notes. Okay? And you could get a bit more crazy or hectic if you want. I don't want to encourage being like recklessly wild and messing up, but you could kind of go between more of the strings here and just show yourself how this index finger can get around the strings pretty quickly if you need it to, right? Just, a little bit of an example there. But you might want to find yourself a song that uses these sort of, this approach. And here's 2 you could do if you want to, right? The first is Hang Me in the Tulsa County Stars. Now, I'm not going to do a full lesson on this at this time, but I'll give you the full tab. And basically, if you want to just use any of these phrases as practice, you can. I broke this into 5 phrases, right? And when I'm learning these, I'm just learning them a phrase at a time, taking it slow, and then adding on a new phrase as I see fit, right? So put a capo on the 5th fret. If you want to play along with John Moreland, I'm going to be keeping myself on no capo. And here's what this one sounds like. All right, so that was the John Moreland intro. And here's another one, which is the John Prine intro for Clay Pigeons, right? Same chords, different order, but very similar. All right, so there we have it. There's 2 little more complex exercises you can do, but basically those are the ones that were in my head that I was working out, and I was using this technique of the anchored finger and just the right index finger for the melody notes. So if any of this was helpful for you, let me know. I hope so. And remember, playsongnotes.com is where you can find the link to all the PDFs and notes and tabs for this lesson. So thanks to all of you who have watched this far. Thanks to all of you who are supporting me on Patreon and sending me donations through the tip jar. It really is appreciated, and it helps inspire me to keep up with these lessons. So I hope you find them helpful. And in the meantime, best of luck. And I'm going to take off now. But good luck wherever you are. And pick up your guitar. Play. Bye-bye.